the Beast Incarnate, the next big thing, the Conqueror of Conquerors, whatever name you want to use. Today we're talking about Brock Lesnar. Now, it's been a few days since his, let's say, controversial return to the WWE after a very long, extensive, absence due to being named in the allegations in the Janelle Grant lawsuit. So a couple things I want to clear up here. Number one is that a lot of people are saying that it looks like WWE legal cleared him. That is it though. WWE legal cleared him. It is reported by Fightful Select that he has not, and I want to say this over and over, he has not been acquitted from any charges or any of the accusations that were following him. He is still involved in the case, which means he is not innocent of anything right now. So that, with that alone, has already sparked a huge debate around various different forms of the internet wrestling community, whether or not he should even be here right now. Vince is out, and he obviously is like the main person with everything, but Brock was literally named in it as well. Named in it, I think it was like 40 times. They said it was in the documents, and it's like, why is he here? If Vince was booted out, why is Lesnar here? Money. It's money. And this is unfortunately a tiresome trope that the WWE has pulled many a times over the last few years. Whenever anything is not going the way they want it, or maybe they want to grab some extra cash or anything like that, they bring him back. And it's not, I'm just gonna be level with you right here. I think it's absolute bullshit. It's bullshit. I don't think that Brock Lesnar needs to be here right now. Now, another thing that it was reported that they said that obviously with the retirement tour, Cena has been picking his opponents more or less, or at least naming people that he is highly interested in facing for obviously his final run. And obviously, we knew Cody Rhodes was going to be a big one. Randy Orton was obviously going to be another one. He had to face off against R-Truth again. So now, for everyone that's going to try to throw this out there and be like, oh, well, he had one of the biggest rivalries ever since his days, with Randy Orton and stuff like that. Like, Brock is definitely a staple in the history of John Cena's rivalries. But I don't think there's anything that comes from this. And in any way, according to what I've seen online, Cena and Brock have faced off a total of 6 times in matches, with only 2 of those matches going to John Cena. That means that Brock has a 4-2 win over Cena's 2-4. It just, even if Cena gets a win, it doesn't mean that he has more wins over Brock. There's nothing that gets solved from this problem. Unless you're planning on having him beat Brock more than once, which I'm going to tell you right now, I really don't want to see a Cena versus Brock match again. Cena and Brock matches to me are like some of the stalest matches that you could actually have on any version of what it is. You can throw it in and say it could be a street fight. It's not going to be anything special. You can throw it in as a regular wrestling match. It's not going to be anything special. I know it sounds like I'm being a little bit of a negative Nancy when it comes to this stuff, but the truth of the matter is, it's what it is. Brock Lesnar, to me, is not an entertaining superstar. And I'm going to repeat that. I'm going to say it again. I don't believe Brock Lesnar is an entertaining superstar. Brock Lesnar's matches are so choreographed easily. It's they come out the gate, they're hitting them up, they're beating them up a little bit. It looks like, oh man, the Beast is going down, oh man, the Beast is being staggered, and oh man, the Beast is on his knees, oh man, there you got him in the corner. And then he starts throwing body shot after body shot after body shot after body shot, big slam move, suplex, F5, game over. that's literally a Brock match. A Brock match is literally the same match over and over, and you can go back and look at as many of them as you want. Tell me I'm wrong. Look at Brock versus Cena. Look at Brock versus Finn Balor. Look at Brock versus Randy Orton. You know, I'm not happy about it. I really think that, especially with the fact that he has not been cleared by anything, it just doesn't feel right. It doesn't feel right that he's here. And as I've said before, I can name so many other superstars that I would love to see be a part of Cena's final tour. You know, we've got the likes of like The Miz. The Miz is obviously one of the bigger stables of rivalries with when it comes to things with Cena. Obviously, they faced off in WrestleMania at one point. I think that was the WrestleMania where The Miz was the champion at that point too. So you got The Miz. You can welcome back Matt Cardona. Matt Cardona could come back. I know he's involved in stuff with TNA every once in a while, so why not? Their partnership with TNA, it opens the door for that to be a thing. He's made even remarks about wanting to face Joe Hendry. I mean, say his name and he will appear. I would love to see Joe Hendry face off against Cena. There's so many other superstars. There's superstars that are on the current roster that would also be good options for him. It's just, I don't know. I just feel like this whole thing with Brock, it just stinks of just TKO being greedy. You know, it also got reported, obviously, now that they just signed this deal with ESPN, which now we're going to have a new version of streaming for the WWE, which now, if you want to watch any of the PLEs, you're going to have to pay $29.99 to the streaming service of ESPN to watch any of them. Which is also just another, like, great. You guys are just trying to suck us dry for more money, because I'm going to be real with you. It's really annoying. If you want to watch, obviously, unless you have some kind of cable provider, you got to subscribe to somebody like YouTube TV, Fubo TV, or whatever like that, just to be able to watch SmackDown and NXT. Then on top of that, you got Raw that's on Netflix. That's already, what, like another $10, $15 a month on that one. So, you know, adding this $30 on top of that, I mean, I think YouTube TV right now just raised their premium, so it's like $84, $85 now. So you're looking at well over $100 if you want to be able to stream WWE monthly and watch all the shows. And I think that's already ridiculous as it is. Now, if they're not going to be able to find a way to kind of just like squeeze this all together in one thing, I mean, back in the day when the WWE Network was a thing, that was kind of what the hope was, that was going to be the way we all consume our product for WWE, you know? Be able to have it all in one place was nice. Now it's so spread out, it's just, I don't know, man. TKO right now has definitely been raising way too much, you know, money on things, and it's just ridiculous. And now we have this whole Brock thing being here. I am not a fan of Brock Lesnar being back. I've not been a fan of any time he shows up. Like I said in my previous video, I was a fan of him when he was the next big thing. When he was young Lesnar, I liked Lesnar back then. I liked him when he was geared with Paul Heyman. He was terrifying. He was definitely a lot scarier to me. But the problem is now is that he's obviously bigger, bulkier, slower, and, you know, a lot messier, it feels like. I feel like some of the times when I get scared watching him do anything to anybody, you know, like, you know, even just a simple thing as like an F5 or a suplex just looks way more stiff than it normally is. And it has been reported for years that Lesnar works very stiff. But again, it's not going to be an entertaining match to me. I'm sorry. I'm sorry. I know it sounds mean to say, especially because it's during Cena's farewell tour. And again, the thing about it is that they were saying that Cena was handpicking these people. He has a say in some of the people that he's been facing, yes. But apparently, there was some reports from Fightful that said that was not the case with Lesnar. This was a TKO thing. So, and the other thing that I don't like about it is there are cuts all around. As soon as Lesnar shows up, we start seeing some talent disappear. It's because he asks for monumental amounts of money, and unfortunately, what happens is that, guess how they get that money? They cut superstars. They do, and you can't convince me otherwise. You're not going to convince me that they don't, because every time he goes around, you know, pops up, massive people start to disappear. You know, you got like, you know, 7 to 8 superstars that just magically disappear. Currently, right now, Austin Theory been taken off of the front page of WWE. So he's no longer listed as an active roster member. We don't know what that means because there hasn't been any reports about him being injured. And I follow Theory on on my socials, and he's been posting a lot of videos being like very inspirational and doing all that stuff, which I think is great. And it sucks because I really wanted to see him come back with this whole Waller and thing, him separating now. I hated that they separated them off screen. I hated that. I think that was so stupid. That we saw this breakup coming, and I think it was one of those breakups that we wanted to see play out on screen, which we didn't. And now you got Waller just teaming up with the New Day, Big G. It's I don't know, man. I won't. I know a lot of people are saying that him returning to SummerSlam spoiled SummerSlam. I gave SummerSlam an honest review for the matches that we had and what I thought. I think the 8.5 still stands for what I thought with it, but the addition of Brock Lesnar now being added to things, I am not a fan of. I don't like it. It's just gonna suck to me. It's not. I'm not excited about this. Again, I've never been excited about a Brock Lesnar match. And at this point, I'm just ranting at this point. But I know there are some people out there. I got a good buddy of mine in my group, and he actually reached out to me today, and he actually agreed with me that I said that that I don't think this whole thing with Lesnar is a good idea. I think that he's not, especially because he hasn't been acquitted. He hasn't been acquitted. He's still named. Why are we putting him on TV? Like, why? That doesn't make sense to me. Normally when someone gets in trouble, usually you don't put them on the TV. You kind of leave them off of it. And again, this is not one of those superstars that I feel like would have been like, oh man, WWE missed a big opportunity with Brock Lesnar and Cena. Like, no, I don't think so at all. Again, like, Brock already holds like 4 wins over Cena's 2. It's not like it's a super close thing either. Like, just, it could have been something that easily could have been passed over. Easily. But, with obviously more information will probably come out later on through the week, about whatever deal he has right now. I'm scared to see what other superstars are going to be let go. Obviously, people that are not being utilized for TV right now are usually the ones that end up going. And, if we're not seeing anybody actively on the show, whether they're injured or not, that usually doesn't spell well with them. I mean, Otis right now is out on injury, but you never know. That could be a cut right there. People like Tozawa, unfortunately, they're not used as primarily. They're kind of just enhancement talent at this point, and that's somebody that could easily see cut. Especially with them acquiring all these AAA superstars now, we've been seeing some of them bleed onto the main roster, but unfortunately that also could mean that we're going to see some people get cut, because obviously, again, when Lesnar shows up, man, the cuts start coming even worse than they did before. And I know some people might, again, you can disagree with me. You can disagree with me, but I mean, history has shown, normally when Lesnar shows up, people disappear, and that usually means because they gotta feed this man. It's not like he needs any more money, and it's not like we're gonna get a lot out of him. Lesnar was probably one of I'm gonna say it right now. I don't know if it pisses anybody off. I could care less. My show, my word. I think Lesnar was one of the worst champions we have ever had, period. The man shows up 2 or 3 times a year to wrestle. When he had the belt, there were times when the belt would just disappear off the show. Like, everyone that was bitching about Roman Reigns, I personally, I'll give Roman Reigns all the credit in the world, the tribal chief. Man, that man put out and defended that belt. He defended both belts. He was always there. Yeah, he wasn't on the show week to week sometimes. Didn't need to be. He showed up to the PLEs, and he'd come out, cut a promo every once in a while. Didn't need to perform every week. His presence alone was enough. Then you got somebody like Lesnar, who doesn't even show up. Yes, we had Paul Heyman as his mouthpiece on the show, but one, Paul Heyman is obviously with Seth Rollins right now, so he doesn't have a mouthpiece. 2, I don't see anything really coming from this that just feels like it's satisfying. I don't. Maybe there are some Brockheads out there that'll probably say differently, but I'm going to end it right here. At this point, I'm just ranting. I think that Lesnar should not be a part of this. He's not in any way somebody that I really cared about seeing in Cena's final, farewell tour. I don't see it. I mean, we got 4 months left, unfortunately, and I'm very sad to see that one of these matches are going to go to him. I hope the build-up is quick, and I hope that we just get through it. I hope the match happens and it's over quick. That's just what it is. Whether Cena wins or loses, it doesn't matter to me. I mean, I assume maybe they might give him the win. I don't know. But that's it for me right now. I have been Lobo Bear Crunch. Thank you again for watching the video. Thank you for listening to my rant. Give me your opinion on it. What do you think? Do you think that Brock being back is a good thing, bad thing? You know, what was your opinion on it? And I will see you guys in the next one.